Okay, this might be a really good deal. $44.96.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. I am stoked that you're here. The Xbox 360 continues to be a topic of conversation amongst gamers and game collectors as we're about a month away from the closure of the Microsoft Xbox 360 eStore. All of that hype around the Xbox 360 has led a lot of collectors to take a look at the games they have in their 360 collections, and if you've been checking price charting at all or updating price values on your game collection, you've probably noticed a pretty significant uptick in Xbox 360 game prices. We're going to take a look at the top 10 most expensive games in my Xbox 360 collection, and also take a look at the price charting values and just how much that announcement of the eShop closure has affected Xbox 360 game values. Alright, let's kick it off with our first one, and it's Jurassic Park the Game. This is a complete in-box copy of Jurassic Park the Game with disc and manual. And yeah, this is a Telltale game, so if you've had any experience with those style of games in the past, then you know all about how the decision-making can or cannot affect the outcome of your playthrough. So yeah, a pretty interesting world to have set for a Telltale game, Jurassic Park. If you want to play through that original movie, I would guess that this is the best way to do that. Now, this one actually has never been cheap, but it's sort of climbed slowly over time. And yeah, the announcement of the closure of the eStore has definitely seemed to pump the value up on this one in the past couple of months. We've got it all the way up at $50.46. Oh, is this USD again? Oh, this is USD. Prices are going to be in USD for the rest of this video. Jurassic Park is sitting right around $50.46 US. I see this one leveling out a little bit, but I don't think it'll ever go back to as cheap as it was pre-eShop announcement. The 9th game on our list is Ninja Blade. Yeah, we have a really nice copy of this game, complete in box, and you know, Ninja Blade is still on my list of games to play. Haven't checked it out yet, but the gameplay footage for this one looks pretty awesome. It's got some of those kind of grittier looking Xbox 360 graphics, but still, you know, it's a FromSoft game, so you sort of know what you can come to expect when it comes to that. The value on this one for sure is reflected in price charting. We've got a pretty steady price on this one right up until that eShop closure, and then things have sort of spiked it right up all the way to around $57.80 US. I see this one continuing to trend upwards, so might be a good idea to sit this one out and wait till the dust settles. When this one comes down a little bit, it's probably worthwhile waiting. Next up is number 8, 99 Nights 2. The copy in our collection is a complete in-box copy, although our artwork is a little bit roughed up. This is a Konami title, and it's one of, I believe, 2 games in this series on the Xbox 360. Still haven't played this one. Actually haven't heard much about it at all. This was a pickup for me, gosh, must have been a year back, and I had the first one in my collection, and I found this one cheap. I think it was right around $15 when I picked it up. And yeah, anxious to check this one out and see what it's all about. 99 Nights 2 sits at $58.48 US. This one has absolutely seen a huge spike in value as of the eShop closure announcement. I see this one doing nothing but continuing to climb. I don't think it will level out whatsoever. But if you're interested in getting into the series, the first game in the series on the Xbox 360 only comes in somewhere right around $20 US. Number 7 on the list is Dead or Alive Extreme 2. Again, we've got a complete copy of this one with a super thick manual. I can only imagine what we'll find in here. It's pretty much what you'd expect. Now, our copy actually has a bit of an X out on the disc, but it is in otherwise really nice condition. Now, prices on Dead or Alive Extreme 2 have always sort of trended a little bit higher, but yeah, again, we're seeing that same thing happening with the price trend. When we look at the last couple of months, this one's started to trend upwards. I don't think this one will spike particularly high, and coming in at around $60 if you're really eager to play it, it's probably a good idea to grab it now. I doubt it'll settle back down to the prices it was at again. And yeah, what can you expect from the gameplay? Well, apparently this is... oh boy. Number 6 on the list, and it's The Saboteur. And you're probably wondering why this one's on the list, and yeah, it's mainly because it's sealed. The price is a little over double for sealed copies of The Saboteur. This is, and was, a pretty common game to find, at least back when the 360 first came out. I found these in bins all over the place for like $5. The seal on ours isn't in particularly good shape, but I do actually have footage of when I picked this up recently. I'll insert it right here.
Didn't want to walk up to some random person's car and start asking about video games. Awesome.
The same.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
I found this sealed copy of The Saboteur on Facebook Marketplace for $5. I think I spent like $5 on this one, although you probably saw in the footage how much I spent on it. I generally don't go after games sealed, but I wanted this one for a collection I was building at the time, and $5 or $10 or whatever I paid is a pretty good price for a sealed copy of this. And of course, it's a solid game. You know, it's one of those games like Just Cause. You sort of got a specific time frame. This one looking at Nazi-occupied France during World War II. And yeah, you join the resistance and team up and try to take out the baddies. A solid title and definitely worth picking up, as this one's still pretty cheap if you're just looking for a complete in-box copy. Alright, game number 5 is Automedius Excellent. And one of the main reasons why this one is on our list is because we have the special edition on the Xbox. I actually picked this one up for $30 and then flipped my complete in-box copy. And I'm gonna be honest, I did not pick up the special edition of this game because of the pillowcase. I actually didn't know that's what was inside of it. I had seen that this one was trending a little bit more upwards at the time on price charting, and I had a chance to basically change out my regular copy for a complete copy. Yeah, this one includes an art book, a soundtrack. Do I take it out of the plastic? A pillowcase, and of course a complete in-box copy of the game. Right, so this one's trending right around $69.20 US on price charting for the special edition copy. And, you know, it's absolutely not necessary to own this copy of the game, but, yeah, if you're really into it for that pillowcase, you can. But, yeah, this one, from what I can tell, is a shmup, a shoot-'em-up with 3 players simultaneous. You know, I don't know a lot about this one besides the fact that it's Konami, and it is inspired by the Gradius series. So, you know, check it out if that is the sort of thing that you're into. Game number 4 is Wet. And yeah, this is a complete in-box copy. It has the English and French manual, as I'm over here in Canada. This one kind of blows my mind. I remember seeing copies of this game all over the place for like $5 in bargain bins forever. When I saw how much this one has trended upwards in the last little while, I was absolutely shocked. This one is all the way up to nearly $80 for a complete in-box copy. That's just mind-blowing, and probably has something to do with the fact that this is a Bethesda game. And you know, I can't say that it is a particularly good game, but you know, the back of the box screams over-the-top acrobatics, aerial sword attacks, and a high body count combined for the ultimate interactive action experience. I wish I could say whether or not I thought this was going to continue to trend up. I feel like it's going to flatline a little bit and will probably drop a little bit back in price. I'd probably wait on picking up copies of Wet, although I would not be surprised if local pawn shops didn't have copies of this underpriced if they're not up on Xbox 360 prices, so definitely take a look and see if you can find a copy of this one any way you can. Next up is a recent pickup, and it's Onichibara Bikini Samurai Squad. Yeah, and I have a complete in-box copy with the manual, and pretty happy about this one. I picked it up recently. I'm going to put the footage of my pickup here.
Okay, this might be a really good deal. $44.96. This is 25% off, even the regular price. was really well priced, complete.
Now, I do remember at the time of picking this one up that it was a good deal at the time, but I can't get over just how much this one's gone up in value in the last little while since the announcement of the eShop closure. We are all the way up to 93.36 US on copies of this, and yeah, the eShop closure has absolutely affected the spike on this one. I don't see this one coming down in value anytime soon. I guess if you're into the thought of sexy samurai sisters being the final hope of our world and battling it out in the zombie apocalypse with scantily clad zombie slayers, this one is absolutely for you. All right, number 2 on our list is Knight's Contract, and we've got another complete in-box copy here in really nice shape. I hate to say it, but this is just another one of those games that I found at the pawn shop that looked sort of like one of those games that was gonna go up in value. Hadn't seen a lot of copies of this one floating around in my years of collecting, and I snapped it up for, gosh, I wanna say under 20 bucks. Now what's crazy is complete in-box copies of this game are going for just about $100 US, and the majority of that climb in price again can be contributed to that Xbox 360 eShop closure announcement. Still haven't played Knight's Contract, but you know, gameplay looks pretty cool. This could be an interesting one. It's a Bandai title. I'll insert some gameplay here for you to see for yourself whether or not you think this is the sort of title that is better to jump on right now at $100 US, or hopefully wait it out and see if this one cools down a little bit after the eShop closes. And last up, the most expensive Xbox 360 game in my collection, and it's 50-cent Blood in the Sand. Now the only controversial thing about my most expensive game is that it does not have a manual with it, which, you know, definitely not a complete in-box copy, but also not a loose copy. Copies of Blood in the Sand actually spiked in value about 2 years ago and have sort of downtrended subtly ever since, but we're almost back up to where that peak was back in 2022, and I don't really see this one settling down anytime soon. I think what we end up with here is a pretty generic shooter. One of the more exclusive things about it being the fact that it has 18 50-cent tracks on the soundtrack, which obviously I won't be playing for you while you're watching the gameplay of this one. I'm sure that would definitely increase the intensity level of the footage that you're seeing for this one, but yeah, if that's the kind of game that you need to have in your collection, you're gonna have to pay up for it, because 50-cent Blood in the Sand is my most expensive game in the Xbox 360 collection. Alright, so there you have it, my top 10 most expensive games in the Xbox 360 collection. Yeah, you know, a mixture of things between special edition sealed games and some rarer games that just happen to climb in value, and we'll have to just see if things settle out in the coming months after the eShop actually does close to know whether or not these games will continue to climb in value, or whether this was just a short-lived spike in popularity for a system that is kind of starting to lose support from Microsoft. I would love it if you could comment down in the comment section below your most expensive game in your Xbox 360 collection, or which one of the top 10 that are in mine you'd love to have in your own collection. If you're not subscribed already, I'd love you to hit that sub button. Next week, we're going to be talking all about the price trends for the Xbox 360. So if you're eager for more talk about the Xbox 360, hit that sub button, and next week we'll get into even more discussion. I so appreciate you sticking around to the end. I appreciate all the likes, comments, subscribes. All that good stuff goes a long way in helping my channel grow. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.